In my previous video on skinny fat, part of the skinny fat series, I go over exactly what this phenotype is and the health risks associated with it. If you have not already watched that video, go ahead and check that out first. Moving forward, we need to make sure that our exercise recommendations address the health concerns associated, including the cardiometabolic disease risk. I've gone through research articles that back different modes of training, specifically for reducing these health risks, reducing visceral fat, and improving muscle mass. These include high-intensity interval training, resistance training, combination training, and moderate-intensity continuous training. And just to clarify, almost all of these research articles were performed for individuals that were pretty beginner and overweight. So in general, you'll find that by the end of this, movement helps if you're a relatively sedentary person. First, let's start with high-intensity interval training, or HIIT workouts. This 2020 research study supports HIIT's ability to decrease visceral fat, improve aerobic capacity, and enhance insulin sensitivity. The results for the reduction of visceral fat are pretty significant, including about 15 square centimeters in some cases. However, to be clear, it's important to not do HIIT for every single one of your workouts, and they can be incorporated in a more polarized model, about 1 to 2 times per week. But if you've never done them before, they can be pretty intense to just start out with as a beginner. If you're curious what a protocol might look like for a HIIT workout, this 2020 research article outlines it. It can be defined as short bursts of 90 to 100% of your VO2 max, which is very high intensity, followed by recovery periods. Now, ideally, if you're doing all-out training, the interval should be pretty short, like less than 20 seconds. And then your rest intervals should be about a 1 to even 12 work-to-rest ratio. That's typically not what a lot of HIIT workouts do. They're usually 1-to-1 work-to-rest ratio, but that can be really fatiguing on the energy systems of the body. As outlined in the 2020 research article, the sessions can last 20 to 30 minutes and can be performed 2 times a week. Now let's see what resistance training could do. Specifically for skinny fat individuals, muscle mass is a concern, because we've got a higher body fat percentage and we have that low muscle mass that can cause some issues with our metabolism. So if we incorporate resistance training, we have a much better chance of increasing that muscle mass, improving our metabolic health, and decreasing our body fat percentage. This 2021 research article supports the usage of resistance training specifically for the skinny fat or thin fat or monoa populations. What might a resistance training protocol look like? There are so many. Resistance training doesn't just include free weights and workout machines. You may be able to utilize resistance bands, and you can even utilize your own body weight. Others include suspension training, so if you've never heard of that before, check out this video. And just for example, number of times per week, if you've never done it before, you want to at least start with 2 times per week and work up to maybe 3 to 4. However, if you're doing the 2 sessions a week, make sure that they're full body workouts and that you're not doing the bro split for just 2 days a week, which the bro split is breaking things down to muscle group or upper day and lower day. If you're just doing 2 times a week, you can do full body 2 times a week. Now, one of the best things to do is called combination training. And that is literally a combination of aerobic exercise and resistance training. I personally prefer to do this type of balance with all of my clients. A 2021 research article supports the combination training method to not only improve muscle mass, but improve insulin sensitivity and significantly decrease visceral and intermuscular fat, not to mention enhanced physical function. A good protocol to follow for some beginners, depending on how sedentary they were to begin with, is to start with 3 days a week of aerobic exercise and the 2 days a week of full body strength training, making sure that you alternate between the days and give yourself rest if you're feeling sore. Now, last but not least is moderate intensity continuous training. Now, the reason why I wanted to include this one is that there are so many people out there that want to do the HIIT workouts and their body's not ready for that intensity, or for health reasons, cardiovascular reasons, they may not want to be doing high intensity just yet. According to this 2013 research article, moderate intensity continuous training is directly comparable to high intensity interval training, but it's just not as intense. This MICT training, moderate intensity continuous training, is effective for maintaining a healthy body weight and improving your cardiovascular health. An example protocol from this research study would be aiming for about 60 to 70% of your theoretical maximum heart rate, which, if you're curious, I have an entire playlist on zone training for cardiovascular health. and aiming for that intensity of at least 30 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. Now, to add my 2 cents, I think that resistance training should always be incorporated into an individual's routine to some capacity. The benefits are extremely immense, and it's your direct way to improving your muscle mass. Typical cardiovascular fitness, or at least the stereotypical methods of cardiovascular fitness, including walking, jogging, running, cycling, swimming, they're not going to be as effective at improving your muscle mass directly like resistance training would be. As we age, we lose our muscle mass, and that can increase our likelihood of metabolic diseases. So for the skinny fat people out there, to summarize, we want to address your visceral fat that is inside of your organs and address reducing that. We want to address your muscle mass because that can help improve your energy systems, have you burn more fat, and just improve your overall health. But the last thing that you cannot ignore is nutrition. You could do the best program in the world for training, but if your nutrition is bad, then you're going to have a really hard time seeing positive changes. I'll cover nutrition in the next part of this series. But for now, that's all for this one. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and comment any recommendations because I will read them. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember, your health is an investment, not an expense.